Hi folks, I'm Brent Coker. This is episode 7 of my 18 Marketing Tips over 18 Days series, where I choose an interesting topic in marketing that's perhaps less well known, but has a hugely powerful effect on consumer behavior. So today's topic, influencer marketing. This is something that I'm hugely interested in, and I get asked about this a lot, probably because of my affiliation with Cape, which is an influencer marketing agency. So in today's episode, I'm going to discuss the 8 biggest myths about influencer marketing. Stuff that I've noticed people tend to believe, which isn't actually necessarily true anymore. Okay, number 1 myth, influencers work for free. They don't really, not anymore. It used to be you could send an influencer something for free and they'd go ahead and include that in a photo and you'd get some endorsement that way. Increasingly, that's not really the case. There are a lot of agencies out there. Influencers expect money. They don't necessarily work for free anymore. Besides, you got to ask yourself, do you really want an influencer marketing your products for free? I think it's better to pay them. Okay, myth number 2 is that influencers are amateurs and can't be trusted and they're a little bit unprofessional. That's not really the case anymore. The more common term for influencers nowadays is creators, and they're called creators for a reason. That's what they do for a job. They're very good at what they do. So they're definitely not amateurs. The third myth is that influencers that have more followers are better. That's not necessarily the case. The key metric that we're looking for when we're choosing influencers is their engagement. There can be influencers out there who have a huge number of followers, but their engagement is really low. Because when you think about it, it's actually the followers of the influencers that really matters to the brand, not the influencer themselves. Myth number 4 is that all influencers work alone. Increasingly, that's not the case. Sometimes it is, but increasingly not. A lot of influencers now belong to agencies like the Cape Influencer Marketing Agency. So there's a team behind them that do all the editing, set up the lighting and so forth, write the scripts. They're often not working alone. There's a professional crew behind them that's supporting them and getting their content out. Myth number 5, you can't measure campaign success. You can nowadays. There's a lot of software that enables us to get really deep understanding of what happened to an influencer marketing campaign. That's no longer the case. We can easily get metrics. Myth number 6, influencers don't use or don't need disclaimers. That's not true anymore either. There's a lot of legislation coming out, even in Australia here, that stipulates that if you're endorsing a product through social media, you need to disclose that. Usually it's done by the hashtag ad or hashtag sponsored. It's a requirement nowadays. It's certainly not the case that you get rogue influencers working for your brand who are endorsing your product without disclosing that they're working for you as an endorser. Myth number 7, celebrities are the best endorsers. In my experience, that's absolutely not the case. Celebrity endorsement, to me, is very 90-ish. Nowadays, we're looking for social media stars that are perhaps less well known offline, but certainly have very tight followings online. Those are the people that we want to meet when it comes to endorsing people's brands. They're hugely effective. Myth number 8 is that you have to supply the content to the influencer. Now, in most cases, that's simply not the case. You simply provide them with a product, or you offload the campaign idea to the agency and they come up with a prepackaged campaign or a customized campaign that involves the influencers. You certainly don't need to supply them the content beforehand. As I mentioned earlier, they're creators. They're very professional at what they do. You can trust them to come out with great content. And in terms of brand risk, there are mechanisms you can use in place to ensure that the wrong content doesn't get put out there. Well, I'm Brent Coker. Thanks for watching. See you next time.